We have a guest truck in the shop today, and we are going to be installing yet again another AuxBeam switch controller. This time is going to be the brand new AS series. We're going to be installing this on Troy's Tacoma today. He only has one set of lights, but we need to convince him to get some more. And hopefully with the switch controller, we're able to do that. Using the supplied double-sided tape, it's gonna be getting mounted up here on the A pillar. So stay tuned. If you're interested in seeing this AS series AuxBeam switch controller being installed on this 3rd gen Tacoma. What's going on, guys? Welcome back for another video here on the channel. Like I mentioned in the intro today, we have a guest Tacoma here in the shop. This is gonna be Saucy Taco 20. The owner, Troy, is here with me. He is doing some vinyl wrap to his gas tank. At least he's attempting to. I think he's on his 4th sheet of vinyl right now for that gas tank there. While he's working on that, I'm gonna be installing the AuxBeam switch controller in his truck. I'm gonna just show you guys briefly the install. I'm not gonna get too in depth with it since I've already done an install video with an AuxBeam switch controller. That is on Sean's truck, the Blueberry Taco. I'll link that up above if you're interested in checking that out. That was gonna be the 8-pod switch controller. That is more of the classic style you're used to. But the new AS switch controller by AuxBeam is what we're installing today. Gonna very quickly and briefly go through the install, not get too detailed like I mentioned, but just going over some of the functionalities, and I just wanted to showcase this product. I have to get it all assembled and mounted up to a power tray, get that tossed in the truck, go to the inside, do the switch controller, and then Troy has one set of lights so far on the truck. On his back bumper here, this is gonna be the Saints off-road high clearance bumper for the Tacoma. He has a couple pods that we're gonna wire up to that switch controller, and we will do some testing with the switch controller and just showing some of its functionalities. Very simple and easy. You got the controller itself mounted up with just 2 screws here onto the power tray. And then we need to mount up the circuit breaker, which has a spot right here on the power tray as well. The wire coming through the firewall to our controller cable. Got that clipped in. I'm gonna clean all this up later. The first thing I wanna do is kind of just briefly get this wired up to do a little test and make sure everything's working properly before we start buttoning up and cleaning it all up. So when you actually do the final install, one of your positives is gonna go to this breaker, and then from the breaker to the battery. The breaker acts as a fail-safe to protect the electronics. Ooh. Switch is powering on, powering off. We'll see once we actually get some lights connected to this if the system actually truly works, but it looks like everything's functioning properly so far. Got the power tray in here, the controller mounted up to it and everything wired. We got the positive running to the breaker, and then breaker directly to the battery. We have the ground going to the fender ground here. The accessory wire we ran into the fuse box, and we have it going into this fuse right here. This comes with an optional antenna, which, talking with Troy, we chose that we did not want to have the antenna out anywhere on the truck on the hood or anything because it's kind of ugly, honestly. So as a temporary solution, while Troy kind of thinks about what he wants to do, I just stuck it here to the side of the fender, and it's gonna be chilling here in the engine bay. It gives decent reception. So the antenna is used with this remote. It is a feature that comes with this new AS switch. We got the controller portion mounted to the A pillar, like I mentioned we were gonna do. So I'll go ahead and power the truck up, and everything's powered on there. We did end up putting the stickers on here so it's not as bright as it was before. But the very last switch there is some of the lights we hooked up in the back of the truck on the back bumper. And I think it looks pretty good mounted there. We ran the wire back into the A-pillar. It goes down through the dash into the engine bay. One thing we kind of talked about, the possibility of drilling a hole behind this and feeding that wire directly into the A-pillar for a cleaner look, but still sitting even just in the driver's seat, it's kind of hard to see that wire. It's a pretty clean look there with it stuck to the A-pillar. So when it comes to this switch controller though, it functions pretty similar to all their other either 6-gang or 8-gang controllers. So if you double press the mode button down here, all of the indicator lights start flashing, and different colors mean different modes. And red is gonna be your toggle on and off. The next mode is gonna be blue. Blue is gonna be momentary. So if you were to have this hooked up to some type of like air horn system, as long as you're pressing and holding the switch, it has power, and as soon as you let go with your finger, it turns off. And then the last color is gonna be green. This is gonna be the strobe feature. So you can see here with the momentary, if I press and hold it, it turns blue, but as soon as I let go, it's turning back off. It would be kind of cool if the green one, they had it flash, so I matched the strobe and pulse pattern it's doing, but red is just toggle on and off, and green is a strobe feature. That very rear one, we have it set on just the momentary on and off. So I'm gonna go to the back, and we will see the pods on the rear bumper are now illuminated. This is your second option of controlling the switch controller. So one being the actual controller in the truck, 2, and then 3 is the Bluetooth app. But this controller is new with these newer series switch controllers from AuxBeam. So right now I have control number 6 connected to these lights. So if I go ahead and press 6, they just turned off, and you could do it wirelessly here with this remote rather than having to do the actual switch controller in the truck. That is gonna be it for today's video, guys. I appreciate you tuning in and watching. If you enjoyed this video, do me a favor and drop a thumbs up down below. It helps this video be more successful to get seen by people just like yourself. If you have any questions for the AuxBeam switch controller I installed today, or any questions about the Saucy Taco, drop a comment down below, and I try my best to reply to every comment that's left on my videos. If this is the first time you watched one of my videos, or maybe you've seen a few of them, but you haven't subscribed to the channel, do me a favor, click that subscribe button so you'll be notified and you can see every time I upload future content on the channel. Thank you guys for tuning in and sticking around all the way to the end. I hope to see you on the next video.